Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, YouTube. I hope everyone had a wonderful Easter. Traditionally, usually me and my family we go out to eat or to an exhibit at a museum or something. When my son was younger, I used to take him to like the BCM and take him to the different stuff. And like Easter in Brooklyn, typically people go to Coney Island. Fun things. I never really went, like, I would go to church for Easter growing up. In my adult life, not so much, because it kind of turned me off that you gotta wear an outfit, and it just seems so commercialized to me. And then Brooklyn Tabernacle, people was fighting the security, so I kind of laid low with that. And then I started going, I feel like I started going with my father in my 30s. And then one year I went to Hezekiah and he was upset. Like, he tried to find himself trying to make me go. But we ended up going to my elementary church, which is Pilgrim Assemblies or Pilgrim Ministries, the Renaissance Center. And it looks a little different from when I was a kid, because I remember like the carpet in the hallway in the front, but it's still a beautiful theater, beautiful church, and they use it for concerts. And it was good. It was Donald Lawrence, it was Hezekiah, it was James Hall, it was Ricky Dillard, it was all the people that they said, Sounds of Victory, which is my son's teachers are part of. It was all the people that they said would be there. So it was well deserved. Unfortunately, we had to wait 2 hours online, so that was messed up. So yeah, we they sent out emails. First, it was supposed to be a free event, and I just happened to be on Hezekiah Walker page on Instagram, and then it said $30, because he always said VIP tickets, but then Vincent Bohannon originally said it was free. So when I saw it, I'm like, what? And then it had a barcode on it. So I still didn't know how to get the tickets. But then I was like, oh, it's a scan barcode. So literally, if you didn't have an iPhone, because I know my phone wouldn't be able to do that. I have an Android. And there is an app where you can scan it, but my scanner doesn't really work properly. It only works for like dinner menus and stuff, I noticed. But if it wasn't for my son having an iPhone, we wouldn't have been able to get the ticket. So, but yeah, it was a good time. It was a fun time, but they got to do better. Like, we got there for 4:30. I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna get a good seat. Wrong, sat all the way in the back. So those of you who follow me, you see, like, I am far away. Balcony would have been better. It would have been much better. We were sitting in the last row before the second before last row. So that's why it looks like that, for those of y'all who follow me and you've seen the videos that I did post up. Yeah, so it was a good time, but it was just like, it was crazy. And then my son started getting agitated, and it wasn't until we got inside and he fell asleep at first and then woke up. His friend that's also in it invited him, so that's what made him want to come. And I was like, you sure? But it wasn't until after I thought about it, like, he was good. He was smart to get something to eat from McDonald's, because it was a long night. And then if they would have started on time, it would have finished much earlier. It didn't finish till almost midnight, and we left before it was over, because I didn't even realize the time. I'm like, oh shoot, it's almost 12. So I'm at work. I'm early as always. But my son, he late for school. And I told him, sometimes that's life. Sometimes you can't, there's going to be times where you can't sleep. Sometimes whatever. And me, that's the normal time I go to sleep anyway, about 1. I know I need to go to sleep earlier, but it's hard. because it's such a bad habit. The only time I went to sleep early is when I worked at the World Trade Center, and I knew I had to wake up super early for work back then. But yeah, it was a good time, but it was just so many hours wasted waiting outside on. The good thing I had on sneakers, but I didn't have on my good sneakers. But I had a bad foot cramp as soon as we sat down. But yeah, you know, so it didn't start till 7:30. Eric Adams came. They was booing. Some men was laughing at other men's suits. I thought that was kind of weird. Like, why are you? And one thing about, I could truly say with the church crowd, it's a tough crowd. Like, you gotta really have high self-esteem to really. And I'm a strong person, and I think that's why what made me strong, because coming from church, because you know people will laugh at you like you in high school. It's like they look nice. It's just jealousy, because why you a man laughing at another man, you know, about what he got on. Everybody look nice, you know. But yeah, that's that. It started at 7:30. You know, it started at 7:30, and I don't know what time it ended. We left almost midnight, but it was the last performance, so I'm pretty sure, you know. But hope you had a good Easter. Hope you have a good Monday. And those are my thoughts.